So today I'm going to go ahead and cover the different types of 1/4 inch safety couplers that are on the market and also the associated fittings. It can be kind of confusing, so we're going to first go through the different types of fittings that are commonly available, and then we'll get into coupler testing here. We'll go ahead and flow rate them, see if there's any real big difference. So first here we have one of the most common used today, which is the industrial, or more commonly known as the M style. Now what you can see here is it has a center ring there which is beveled on both ends, and we have a bevel here at the base. Next is the V style, very similar to the M style here, but this is a high flow, so you can see the difference there. Then we have the automotive. So the automotive has a ring which has a straight edge here, and then it's kind of dished here in the center. Not so common is the arrow or A style. Very similar in looks to the M style, and also you can see that ring is definitely a little bit different with the bevel there. Then the Lincoln or L style, definitely a lot longer stem there. Not very common. HF style, similar to the V style there, but a little bit different, a little bit more opening, but these two are very, very close. H style here, which is really close to the industrial style, just in 3/8. Last but not least, most of you guys have probably never seen this style. This is a C style. Massive flow, but yeah, you can tell there's not much to keep this fitting actually in the coupler itself. So overall, we're going to test these 6 fittings here and see if we can notice any sort of performance. Again, these are all 1/4 inch. So we have the Prevost. Now this is only going to accept the M style. Here we have the Husky, which is M and T. Merlin here, and the Milton. I'd pretty much say the Merlin is a direct copy here of the Milton. Now, both of these will accept all 5, and that's going to be it. Of course, you cannot use this HF fitting here. It will not fit down in. You can only use the HF in the Merlin high flow coupler here I have on the end. And this is only going to accept the HF fittings. So to run this test, of course, I've got an airflow rater here. Now this one does max of about 20. Yes, you can push more cubic feet per minute through a 1/4 inch coupler, but we're going to do a real life scenario here. We're going to use a 3/8 hose inside diameter. I do have a 3/8 coupler on the air compressor there, and we're just going to test, in a scenario that you would find in your garage with a store-bought air compressor. This one produces about 8.5 CFM at 90 psi. So this is something that's going to be kind of relevant to that. So I'm going to go ahead, get it up to 100 psi on the line, run the restriction here, bring her down to 90, and just see what we get for volume of air. Got about 102 on the gauge there. So at 90, we were at about 5.1. We're looking at about 4.9. So when we look at the real world data, honestly, overall, there's not much performance between these in this type of scenario, which is going to be what you're going to find in most normal garages. Now, yes, can you push up to somewhere around 30 to 40 CFM with a 1/2 inch feed? Probably so, but this is going to be what you're going to find in a normal home garage scenario. If you're sticking with 1/4 inch, I'm going to tell you, if you want the highest flow, that's going to be, of course, this HF or using the V series here. pretty much the same as you can see from the data. But I will say, yeah, this is an aluminum coupler. Yeah, they are aluminum fittings, but this is not a safety coupler. So you do run the risk of detaching. Of course, you're going to get that loud burst of air. And then when it really becomes a problem is when you're uncoupling a hose. And that hose, well, of course, can whip around because of the volume in it. So in my book, next you're going to have to look at either a Milton here or a Merlin. Pretty much the same design. It's just more of a question of, do you want these rubber bumpers on here or not? Now you will pay almost double for the Milton versus the Merlin. And they are both made in China. So yeah, to me, and these are going to be able to accept all 5 there. So if you have some tools running the older ones, you won't have to swap those. Now the cheapest one being the Husky, coming in around $8, not a bad deal. If you're just looking for a safety coupler, there you can adapt to your current system. This might be what you go with. But again, if you want to upgrade later on to the V style, then you're going to have to change your couplings again. Same thing with the Prevost here. Nice coupler, but it only accepts the industrial. It doesn't even accept the automotive style like the Husky. So you're just stuck with the normal industrial style there. And it's the most expensive one here. But I didn't find it on the packaging. I found it hidden on the website. Apparently it is made in France. Take that as you will, but that's what it says, of course, on the website. So it is the only one here that's not made in China. Now overall, if you're talking a 1/2-inch impact, quarter with a 3/8 hose, you're going to do fine. 3/8 comes into play, and that's when you're going to want to take a look at Prevost offers, of course, a coupler for that, as well as Milton. You will not find a Merlin currently or a Husky in the 3/8 size category. When you go into 3/8 now, Parker does come into play, and they make a really good coupler here. Extremely expensive, but a really nice coupler nonetheless. So the Prevost in 3/8, yeah, pretty much the same as the quarter. But with the Parker here, simple as pull down, push up, and then it's released. So unlike maybe this Milton, potentially with the fitting in there, you could remove the pressure and then the collar could be tripped on the top here, rubbing up against something and it uncouple. Here it's a 2-step process. It's got to go down to relieve the pressure and then up so you can, of course, disconnect the fitting. But I will say these Parker ones, you're up over $100 roughly a piece typically. So just keep that in mind there. So at the end of the day, what's my final thoughts? Well, stop using these cheap ones that are not safety couplers and they only accept the industrial style there. And I would skip this high flow. Go straight here to the Merlin 5-in-1 and get yourself some of these V style. I think for this 2-pack here, bought it off Amazon, was like $3.50 shipped. Now again, yeah, you can get more flow out of these. In my setup here with a normal 3/8 hose that's only 25 foot long, you can see when we drop down to 90 psi what the volume we are getting of about 5. And that's again good for 1/2-inch. Some stuff will require more when you get up to cutoff grinders. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. I plan on in the future trying to get max flow out of these, when I do get a bigger air compressor, and of course upgrade to 1/2-inch line. We should see a significant difference there in CFM at 90 psi. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on another one.